Also been on the phone with a local mother who knows this devastating feeling.
Yeah, so Summer Thompson in 2009, you remember that. She was abducted walking home from school and then kidnapped and then killed, later body dumped in a dumpster. And Dina Thompson, I know this morning, she is scared, she's upset, and she's just heartbroken that another family has to go through this in our community.
Maddie Clifton's mother also came forward when Summer disappeared to try to comfort Dina Thompson. We are a community trying to comfort each other, but most importantly, trying to find an 8-year-old girl, Cherish Periwinkle. If you live in North Jacksonville, North Side, up near the airport, anywhere rural, that's where this suspect was coming from. He was pulled over. Let's show you the van, the DOT camera of the van that was pulled over. He was taken into custody without incident, but he was somewhere up on the north side or North Jacksonville for
at least at some point. At least at some point.
So to go out of your house, especially if you live along I-95 and up near the airport, to just survey your property, walk around, call out Cherish's name. At this point, we need everybody on board to come together to try to find this little girl.
And police are not saying that whether police found any kind of evidence inside that van that Cherish might be hurt or endangered or escaped or anything. They're staying very tight-lipped. We do know that the suspect, Donald Smith, as we mentioned, a registered sex offender, lives in a neighborhood off San Jose. Let's go live there now to Action News' Noelle McLaren. And Noelle, what is the activity in that neighborhood? What are neighbors telling you this morning?
Well, this is, again, a very nice neighborhood. We just spoke with his next-door neighbor. You can see this is the home where he's lived, I'm told, for about 10 years with his mother at this location. I'm told his family has lived at this home at 2495 Segovia Avenue for at least a decade or so. His family built this home. I'm also told that, fortunately, not many children live in this neighborhood, but people know Smith just because he is on that registered sex offenders list. But they say that he pretty much kept to himself, didn't come outside very often. We haven't seen any activity of anybody going in and outside this home yet this morning. Neighbors, of course, very upset, very concerned. But again, kept to himself, lived with his mom in this neighborhood for at least a decade. We're working to bring you more information as soon as we get it, but for now we are live in San Jose. Noelle McLaren, Action News.
Hey, Noelle, is that the home right behind you there? Is that his home?
Yeah, this is where,
can you go wide a little bit? Can we actually see around? Show us the area.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can take a look at this neighborhood and you can see it's a very, very nice neighborhood. It's called San Jose Forest, a development that was built in about the 70s, I'm told, by neighbors. Again, I am told this home where he grew up at 2495 Segovia Avenue has been in his family for decades. They built this home, and again, that's where he lived with his mom for at least the last 10 years.
Okay, Noelle McLaren, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Catherine, you're getting new information.
We have just gotten a new email from JSO that says we're providing more information momentarily, some new information in this case. So we will stay tuned to that and be sure to have our reporters standing by as soon as they come and give us that new information. Hopefully, it is some good news.
That might have something to do with, let's get Aliana prepared to go live here. Aliana Gomez, just about 15 minutes ago, had reported she's at the command center. That's about 10 minutes from the Walmart, but she's on Dunn Avenue. She saw undercover officers speeding away with their lights on. Aliana, tell us what's happening out there now.
Paige, there's no activity happening right now, but again, minutes ago we saw several officers, marked vehicles, undercover vehicles, rushing out of here, sirens, lights going. We know that they're, I just talked to JSO, I went in there to ask them what was going on. They said they'll have details for me in a few moments. I'm thinking around 10:30 we'll have more details and some updates as to what's going on. We do know they're looking for a second vehicle. We know it's a sedan. We don't know what kind of car it is. It looks like a gold vehicle when I was looking at the picture, but it was, again, grainy video, caught on surveillance video at night. But they did track down Donald Smith, as we were telling you this morning. He was arrested about 35 minutes ago on southbound I-95. Cherish Periwinkle was not in the vehicle, but we do believe that she was in his van at some point when he allegedly took her from the Walmart last night. Again, she's wearing a sleeveless orange dress with purple flip-flops, brown hair, call her name out in the neighborhood, in your community. If you're walking around, you're walking your dog, just take an extra look, keep your eyes open and your ears, just try and be on the lookout for a little girl or for anything that looks suspicious in your neighborhood. Again, they're looking for the second car. We're hoping that we find out more details soon. Again, she was abducted around 11 o'clock last night. This is a parent's worst nightmare. I can't imagine how the mother is feeling today. I know she's probably on the edge of her seat, just hoping for more details to find out what happened to her daughter Cherish, hoping that her daughter comes home to her safe and sound. I know JSO is working very hard. When I went inside the substation over here, there were several, I would say about 25 to 30 officers in there waiting to hear what their next move is going to be. I mean, there's dozens of officers out in the street looking. We've got state police, FDLE, everybody is out here searching for this girl, trying to find her, trying to find clues about what happened to her, trying to locate this second vehicle. We don't know if Donald Smith is cooperating with police. And we know he was arrested. We don't know if he's cooperating. We're not sure if he's giving any inclination as to this other vehicle, how it may be connected, but we do know that he has a long history. Now, he is a registered sex offender in the city of Jacksonville. He was convicted of kidnapping in 1992. In 2009, just a couple of years ago, it seems that activity didn't subside. He was allegedly posing as a DCF worker, trying to lure a little girl with him as well. The mother spoke out to Action News and warned us about him. He was on our radar then, he was on our radar before. Police are calling this frustrating because he's been on their radar for decades now, and they know that now that they have him in his custody, they're hoping that he'll give some information as to where Cherish might be. We'll be sure to update you as soon as more information comes available. Again, we're thinking we might get some more details around 10:30 from JSO at this substation on Dunn Avenue out here on the north side. For now, we're live. I'm Aliana Gomez, Action News.
Aliana, thank you. And we did just get an email from JSO just a short time ago that says they have some new information in this case. They'll be updating us momentarily right from where Aliana is standing. And as she mentioned, there were some undercover cars that went out with lights and sirens just a short time ago. So they are taking and following up on every single lead that is coming in to their JSO substation, JSO hotlines, all of it. They're not leaving any stone unturned as they're trying to find this little girl right here, Cherish Periwinkle. Again, she is 8 years old. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. She was last seen wearing a orange shoulderless dress with a pink fruit on the front of it, some purple flip-flops, and a pink bandana. Right now, police say they have at least someone in custody, registered sex offender Donald Smith, after pulling over the white van that was last seen leaving that area of Lem Turner from the Walmart late last night around 11 o'clock. They are questioning him, but the little girl was not inside that car. It was pulled over right along the I-95 going south towards that I-10 corridor, right where we were talking about. Noel McLaren was live in his neighborhood off San Jose just a short time ago. Not much police activity in that area, so right now they are just trying to follow up on every single lead and find this little girl.
Catherine, right now this entire community holding its collective breath, hoping that this information that JSO says it'll be providing us in a few moments will be good news, that they have found Cherish Periwinkle safe. This is an image of the second vehicle JSO is interested in, not naming this person a suspect, nothing, but this person was seen either close to the van or may have seen the
somehow
van.
Some kind of contact or association.
Some kind of contact in the Walmart parking lot around 11 o'clock on Lem Turner. The driver was driving south on Lem Turner Road as Catherine said. Let's go live to that DOT shot. This is a live look at I-95 southbound where the van was pulled over, headed south on I-95 towards the I-10 corridor. So we're reaching out to folks. He was somewhere coming from the north side of Jacksonville, who knows, southern Georgia. He's been gone for almost 12 hours. He could have been far away, but heading south towards downtown. So we're asking anyone, if you live along the I-95 corridor, if you live near a rural area, if you saw a white van around your neighborhood this morning or on a rural road or on a dirt road, get out, search your property, look around, call out Cherish's name, because at this point, anything, any tip can help.
And she was last seen with him around 11 o'clock last night, but according to the press release we got very early this morning, he had not been at his home off San Jose since about 7 a.m. on Friday morning. So a full almost day before that. And so nobody really knows what he's been doing, if he is in fact any kind of a suspect in this case. Right now they're just saying they've taken him into custody, they're calling him the suspect, but we don't know exactly what connection he has.
And again, if you were just tuning in, 8-year-old Cherish Periwinkle was abducted from the Walmart on Lem Turner Road around 11 o'clock last night. About 35 minutes ago now, the suspect in that case, Donald Smith, the man police say took Periwinkle, Cherish, from the Walmart, was pulled over, is in custody. They have the van. They're not saying anything about what they discovered inside the van, and they're not saying if this man is cooperating with them right now, but he is in custody, and Cherish was not in the van. Let's bring in Dale Carson, local attorney, former FBI agent. This latest news that we may be hearing something from JSO in the next few moments. We're all hoping for good news at this point. This has to be tough for members of law enforcement as well.
Well, it is. I mean, this is one of the worst things to have to deal with is small children abductions and other injuries that occur to them. It is of interest that if he's on probation, sex offender probation, typically he has to be in his residence during specific periods of time. And if he violates that, again, that's a violation that can lead to a 5-year additional incarceration. So clearly, if you live around someone who is a sex offender, it pays to look on the internet to see who those folks are, and to determine, in some circumstances, I believe they actually give you the conditions of their probation.
Yeah, let's go to the mirror here. I'm working our iPad live here, and I have Donald Smith's, this is his sex offender, they call it the flyer, what you can look at. He's a registered sex offender, and this is all the information. It has his date of birth, his description, his picture. Over on the side here, it has his address, and folks can even sign up for alerts when someone, a registered sex offender or predator, moves into their neighborhood.
Moves into any neighborhood, that not just specific to this one.
And let's take a look at this. They also list, when you go to these websites and look up these flyers, what they were convicted of, and I'm pulling that up. He was convicted of, in 1993, of kidnapping, commit or to facilitate commission of a felony, kidnapping a minor for ransom, kidnapping or holding for ransom or as a shield or hostage. These are the charges that you can see for yourself on the sex offender database. You can search your neighborhood for anyone who might be living close to you. This is an important resource, and in fact, this is the resource that law enforcement used to find this man, to print out his picture and to show to the mom who said, that's the guy who took my child.
They had gone through local motels. They went through the entire list, showing this mother picture after picture, seeing if she was able to identify, as we've been talking about this morning. The first couple hours in this are the most crucial in getting any kind of suspect description out there, pictures, anything. Luckily, police were able to have this one right on file so they could pull it right up and start getting it out to everybody.
And we have so much information right now about the suspect, but what we don't know is where Cherish Periwinkle is at this point. What is the next step for, once JSO is saying they're going to be giving us an update shortly. We're hoping that update is good news. What is the next step in terms of what law enforcement is doing with this suspect in custody right now?
Well, of course, he would be transported to the sheriff's office downtown Jacksonville and in the detective area and placed in an interview room and prepared to be interviewed. And if he consents to that interview, then we'll know a whole lot more. If he doesn't consent to that interview, then simply he'll be taken to the jail and placed in custody, no doubt in a solitary area, given the nature of the offense, and then someone will be talking to him or attempting to talk to him in the near term. Clearly, he has an interest in disclosing where the child is, if in fact he had the child, because the only way he's ever going to get out of prison now, from a conviction, is if he helps the family and the child is unharmed.
Dale, is it likely, knowing what you know about his past, is it likely he could have worked with someone, that there could be someone else involved in this?
You know, typically that's very unusual. These individuals tend to be lone wolves. They tend to be solitary. Again, they're not very organized given the nature of his offense, which has a whole lot of implications. By not being organized, he doesn't plan for the future, clearly. In a circumstance like this, he didn't make arrangements to take somebody somewhere and keep them away from everybody and stay with them for a protracted period of time. So that's probably a positive for law enforcement. But right now, we still don't know whether or not she's been located, so we should encourage our listeners to go out again, check their yards, check the area in the north side of Jacksonville where it's possible he has been for the last 11 hours, and see what you can find outside. He's no longer a threat because he's in custody, so you don't have to worry about that. And if the child was able to escape and is hiding, clearly is really going to be uncomfortable coming out of hiding for fear she would be recaptured. So we need to make an effort to get out there and beat the bushes and find out if we can bring her safely home.
Yeah, this is an 8-year-old girl, so it's the mindset of an 8-year-old girl. Let's go back out to Aliana Gomez at the command center on Dunn Avenue with JSO for an update. Aliana?
Is it too hot? Okay. We've been live, so we're ready to go.
Okay, everybody ready? Okay, this is the latest update on the Cherish Periwinkle abduction case. We received information recently that a lead which led us to a church, which I'm not going to identify at this point in time, off of Broward Road, where we located the body of Cherish Periwinkle. Very difficult time, obviously, for everybody involved. I want to thank everybody for your extraordinary professionalism. I'd like to thank all of the